Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy Bent with the Chris and Sandy Show. We get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I say on every episode, we got a great one for you. Who do we have?
We have Shay Smolik with us today. She is an award-winning SAG actress and emerging country music singer. She has appeared and starred in movies on Sci-Fi, Netflix, Hallmark, Lifetime, True TV, Amazon, and has also appeared on Criminal Minds, The Chi, and the series Play by Play, where she is one of the lead actresses. She recently released her latest contemporary country single, Hitcha, which has a "you messed with the wrong girl" vibe. She is also a social media influencer, model, and always uses her voice to encourage and support others.
And we're excited to have her on the show. So welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
It's our pleasure.
Yes.
You know, last 18, 20 months or so has been rough for a lot of people, but especially entertainment. We always want to talk about that first. So how has COVID affected what you do, and what have you done in these months to kind of maneuver through this?
Yeah, so one thing that really was terrible is I used to spend about 5 months out of my life and out of the year in California, and unfortunately due to COVID I had to come home and I haven't gone back out there, which obviously being in person for acting and all that stuff is a lot better than doing self-tapes. But also the benefit of that is being able to work on my singing here at home, because I do write my own songs and I do play guitar and I'm working on the piano. So that was one really nice factor of it. But other than that, it's been really challenging.
Yeah, I bet, because again, we launched this show January of 2020. And so a couple months before COVID, and I remember thinking, our original plan was 100 interviews first year. And we thought if we could do that, be a great foundation. And then COVID happens, and I'm watching the entertainment world, the acting world, the artist world all get shut down. I'm like, ooh, they're going to need a place to talk, and we're going to give it to them.
Yeah.
And
I think like your show and stuff like this, it really does help entertainers, just because they don't know who to tell and they don't just go tell random people, but they want to tell someone what they're feeling. So it's nice to have someone to talk to.
Oh, we appreciate that.
Back in the early days, I went, I couldn't stop talking sometimes when we first launched.
The first couple months of the show.
So we had like 90-minute interviews sometimes. I finally calmed that down. But I remember when we had Jenny Gill come on, I think it was like a month after COVID started, something like that. And I remember going to her Facebook page, and she was telling everybody that she'll be coming on this show. And she goes, and I'm going to talk their ears off because I ain't got to talk to anybody in a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's great that we have all these tools. And the great thing is that these tools have always been here. It's just now I think the future is going to be where you get out there and you do your show on a local level and you still have your audience. But now you can connect to Facebook Lives and all that, so that now you get the best of, so that the world can also participate in your local shows.
Yeah, that's what's really nice about social media and different streaming websites, just because everything can go everywhere, and you never know what people are going to see and what people aren't going to see. So you might as well try it out. Is my
yeah.
So what is something quirky about you?
Quirky. Oh, so I have a writer's writing song notebook. So I have one serious one, and then I have one that I write saying stupid stuff about my friends, making fun of the guys she's liked and all of that. I have 10 songs, and I like to play them for her sometimes, or sometimes I'll make them about my brother, and that's really the only thing I can think of.
Love that.
Yes.
So, a lot of people would ask, when did you know you wanted to do music and be in entertainment? But I like to go deeper than that. When did it click for you that this could actually be a career for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when I was about 7 or 6 is when I started, and I was local here in Iowa, which is where I'm from. And I was with the Peak Agency. And we went out to Chicago for a while, and we did some stuff there. And then my agent said, if you want to do this, you need to go out to California. Well, it was my first huge audition. It was a producer's session for a movie. And I went into the casting office, and we sat down, and it was a crying scene. And it felt amazing because you were with the star of the show and you were there sitting there and crying, and like it was just like a real moment, but you're acting. And I think that's when I realized like this is exactly what I want to do and this is what I love. And honestly, I would never take, like, I didn't book the job, but I would never take that back.
Yeah. Now, I always like to ask this question for people who do both sides of entertainment. And of course, the good thing is you don't have to choose. But if you had to choose, which would you rather be, an artist or an actor?
Oh, that's so hard because like I grew up with acting, but like I'm leaning more towards. But like, okay, I would say right now, singing and all of that stuff, just because COVID is kind of like knocking everything in the acting world down. But if COVID wasn't a thing, probably acting.
Oh, wow. I love that. So as you know, a lot of people, they see the glory in what you do, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggle it takes, not just to get to the top, but even a career level within entertainment. I always want to talk about that because I think a lot of times people think that, oh, if you got a talent, you can make it. But we both know it's so much more than that. So tell us a little bit about some of the sacrifices and struggles you've had to go through even to get to where you are today.
Yeah. So when I was 8 to like 12, I would go out to California for like 9 months at a time. My 2 brothers, my 2 sisters, and my dad would stay at home.
Wow.
And I would leave my school and I would just go out to California, and it'd be me and my mom. And I'd go for like 5 months at a time, not seeing my dad and my brothers and all that stuff, which is something that obviously, like, I'm a big daddy's girl and me and my brother are super close. So it was extremely hard, but eventually you get used to it. And also like the knockdowns you get and the rejections and what people say about you, like it gets really tough sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to look at it from a different point of view. Like if this is what you want to do, you have to pursue that and don't let the rejections and what people think of you knock you down, which I took a long time to get used to, and I'm kind of realizing it now. But like it takes a lot of sacrifice to do what I do and to do what others do, and people don't realize that.
And, speaking of what people say and all that, back in our day, they didn't have, you didn't have social media and all that. But with you, a young actress and artist, I'm sure you get trolls. How do you handle that side of it? Because again, we didn't have this, in our day.
Yeah, when we were younger. Yeah.
Right. When I was about 13, I'm 15 now, I would always look at the hate comments and I'd think about them and it'd keep me up at night. But now that I've gotten older and matured and realized that like they're reflecting their insecurities on you, and like they don't mean anything. They're not going to get me anywhere in life. So I just kind of like took time to focus on myself and my career instead of worrying about what others thought about me and like what they had to say about me when they're not even in the business I'm in. Like if it was Angelina Jolie, I might take it, but if who doesn't know me and doesn't know who I am as a person, I don't really care anymore. I did a long time ago.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't understand about social media. It's like, just keep scrolling. I mean, if you don't like, it's so
it's
simple.
Like, why do people have to make hateful comments? Yeah, it's no need.
And I just, again, I guess a part of me gets it because they a lot of times have the low self-esteem, and they feel like if they can bring you down, it rises them up. But again, I get that side of it, but I don't get it because again, there's so much out there. There's so much you can do, so much positive you can do. If you don't like something, scroll by it.
Yeah, go find something you do like instead.
You don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Your mom taught you that when you were in 2nd grade.
Exactly. And so much truth in that. Yeah.
Now, we talked a little bit about the sacrifice side. Let's flip the script and go the other way. What are a few wow moments for you that's happened?
One of them being Criminal Minds. I think.
Oh, yes.
We've watched every episode.
Love that show. Yeah.
Yep. That's a moment that I will always remember, walking on set and everyone was just so welcoming and so like friendly. And I remember JJ and I don't watch the show, so I don't know, but the Prentice, JJ and Prentice, they were in my scene and they were like, "Do you want to come to our car with us?" And I was like, "What?" And
Oh,
The
wow.
apprentice has a minivan, and in the back of the minivan, she has like a whole like picnic set up, and there's a TV in there, and it was so cool. And we kind of just sat and talked for a while. And I think that moment right there was like, yeah, this is it. This is what I want.
Wow.
Yes.
What are other wow moments you've had? Because again, you do a lot of Instagram stuff too. What's that been like being an Instagram influencer?
At times it gets hard just because there are haters and people who don't understand what you're doing. But I think some of the moments that are like, wow, is when like I'll go to like football games and hockey games and basketball games or to the mall, and people will come up to me and be like, hey, can I, like little girls, and they're like, you inspire me. And I think like hearing that from little girls who are trying their best in life and trying to figure out what they want to do, and hearing the words "you inspire me," it's kind of like it takes you back, and it's like, wow, like I did that.
Love that. Now, as you know, a lot of people see you, but they don't see the team behind you. In our opinion, teams never get the love
They don't.
And I don't care if you have a team of one or a team of 300, as Justin Bieber has. A team is a team, and everybody starts somewhere. So take a few moments just to tell us the team that helped you be who you are.
Yeah, I think God, number one. Obviously, I couldn't be where I am without him.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
My mom and my dad, they have sacrificed. Like I don't think in my life I could ever thank them enough for what they've done for me, but they sacrifice everything. My mom sacrificed her relationship with my dad. Well, they're still together, but like split ways for a while.
Yes, that's California.
And my brother, the brother that's closest in age to me, he's a really good quarterback, so he knows the hustle. So he's always pushing me. And I remember one time I was crying in my bed because of what someone said. And he came in and he just talked to me for 3 hours, telling me how you have to push through it. And him, and then my best friend, she's always there. When someone says something mean, she knows what to say back.
Yeah.
My family, my close friends, I literally could not thank anyone enough for the sacrifice they've given me.
Love that. And speaking of teams, we have a third co-host, a little 10-year-old that we bring on to ask a couple questions. So Sandy's going to get him.
Okay.
And when our almost 3-year-old gets older, she'll be plugged in the show too, because we are a family affair. Yeah, it's funny. When we first started the show, we started out where he would ask one question, and now he's up to 3.
He's up to 3. Dang. Next year it's going to be 4.
He wants to eventually do his own podcast, so we're trying to train him a little bit.
Hey.
Hi, Shay. So what's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Anything that's pasta.
That's a good one. What's yours?
Mine is pizza.
Pizza. That is good too.
He'd eat it all day long if we gave it to him, wouldn't you?
Yes. Okay, so what's your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? I would say Outer Banks or Grey's Anatomy.
And what's yours?
Mine is SpongeBob.
I like SpongeBob. SpongeBob is so good.
And it's funny. It's been out for so long, and they still got new ones coming.
I know. That's insane. Me and my brother were watching it the other night. Like, I've never seen this episode.
And what's been cool about the show, too, is that, he watches a lot of Nickelodeon and Disney shows now. So we've been able to bring on a lot of people from his shows onto our show.
That's so awesome.
It's like, I wish my parents would have had that when I was little,
Okay, so what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I would say either The Greatest Showman or Avatar.
The Greatest Showman. That's a great one.
Oh, we love that one.
What's yours?
Mine is the Minions.
The Minions. I love the Minions.
And he's got the Minion shirt on.
Oh, look at that.
I tell you, they built a strong brand, because even our almost 3-year-old, if we're in the mall walking and there's a little Minion in the store, we have to go in there.
Oh yeah, they're big now. They don't mess around.
Bye, thanks.
Bye, nice meeting you.
Yeah, he loves to do the show. He's been on probably out of 500, he's been on 98% of them. So.
Oh yeah, at least. Yeah.
Now this question, because I normally gear it either towards an actress or an artist, I'm gonna make it a 2-part one, because they both go the same way to get you. So the first part of it is, Who would you love to co-write with, dead or alive?
Oh. Carrie Underwood
That'd be a
Oh,
good
that's a
one.
great one.
or
We love
Johnny
her.
Cash, just because
Ah.
he's a legend and
Oh,
who wouldn't
yeah.
want
Yeah, we love Johnny and June because
Yes.
I went through 19 years of addictions, and the first 5 years of our marriage was addicted because of me. And she went through a lot of pain. So we can kind of relate to June and,
to? Mhm.
and
Yeah,
Johnny.
to that story. We love their story.
Yep.
And the second part of that question kind of flipped the script for the acting side. Who would you love to co-star with, and what role would you want to play?
Angelina Jolie, and I would want to be her daughter.
That'd be a
Great
good one.
answer.
So back to singing side, what is a song you've heard that you wish you wrote?
I don't know. I know Ladylike by Ingrid Andress. That's a really good one.
That's a
Oh,
good
that
one.
is a good one. Yeah.
What's a TV show or movie that you wish you had a role in?
Outer Banks.
I love that. Now, back in 2015, we got to interview Kelsey Ballerini before
Yes.
she was Kelsey. And one of the questions I asked her was where she wanted to be in 5 years. I always like to tell this story before I ask the guest that same question, because the answer she gave us back then was to the T of what she's living now.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely,
she
yeah.
knew where she was going. Nobody was stopping her. So knowing that, where do you want to be in 5 years?
I would say on a stage somewhere, or on tour, or filming a movie, a star movie, and have 3 of my own out already, or writing a movie and
Oh, wow.
directing.
So let's look further down the road. Let's say 15 years down the road, you're a success on a grand scale. Whatever that looks like for you, you're there.
Okay.
If the person you are today could meet her, your future successful self, what would you want to remind her?
How hard you've worked for this and how far you came, and to not look back now and to just full steam ahead.
Wow. Love that.
Awesome. All right. So, what are some sources of inspiration for you?
Yeah. My brother is one of them. He's super strong. He's been knocked down multiple times during football. My grandma, who was diagnosed with ovarian cancer and came back from it and was still living and still healthy. My parents, obviously hardworking people, but if we're going to like people who have like watching people and that stuff, I would say Carrie Underwood, just because, or Taylor Swift, because she's kind of like me. She writes songs in her bedroom and became something off of that. So I'd say Taylor Swift is definitely a big one.
Do you
Oh, we love her.
warn guys like you better be careful because you'll end up in my song?
Oh, like Taylor.
I think I probably should start with.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about the single that you've got out now.
Yeah. So I had just kind of gotten out of a situationship with a guy.
Yeah.
And I expressed my feelings through songs, and it's kind of like, oh, you're gonna miss me, but I'm gonna make you mad, and I'm not gonna let you back in my life, but I'm gonna make you miss me. It's that type of song, which
Yeah.
every girl can agree with. But yeah, I went to Nashville to record that. I also have another one coming out. I don't know when, so don't quote me on that, but it is coming out eventually. And yeah, it's a fun song. It's very upbeat, very like hot girl. You know what I mean?
I love it. And what would you like for your legacy to be in the entertainment business? What would you like to be known and remembered for?
I would say staying humble and kind. Like throughout like many people's careers, they've like, gotten crazy or like gotten cocky, and I don't want to be known for that. I want to be known for like my fame helping people and helping others who aren't as fortunate as I am.
Oh, love that. If you could say anything to your fans and followers, what would you want to tell them?
Thank you. Like I never thought like a small Iowan girl would be spending half her life in California and doing interviews and recording music. Like, just thank you with all my heart.
Love that. So what's next for you?
Right now I'm writing a lot of songs right now, and I have like a little studio in my house that I want to actually record the music and then see if I can put them out. But more auditions, audition after audition, and I've gotten close multiple times, so now it's just about the right break. But yeah, I think just like sticking to my craft and working on it.
I love that. So as we come to a close here, if you had a friend of yours and they have something special, and they feel called to entertainment, they just know that they're supposed to do this and they can't think of anything else and they're still getting their feet wet, but they're moving forward. What advice would you give that specific person to kind of help guide them the next couple years?
Don't let the rejection like break you down, because acting and singing and can you still see me?
Yeah.
We can, yeah.
I don't know where you went, but you're not on my screen anymore. Anyways,
Oh, we disappeared.
acting and singing, and it's all full of rejection. But like once you realize that none of that really matters, and you just have to keep going and going and pushing, that's when you get to where you want to be.
Exactly. Love that. So tell everybody how they can find you.
Yeah. So I'm Shay Smolik on Instagram. It is just Shay Smolik, ShaeSmolik. My music, I have Hitcha, which is on Apple Music, Spotify. We're also making a music video to that. On YouTube, I'm Shay Smolik. And yeah.
I love that. We really enjoyed having you on today, and we look forward to down the road having you back.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. You have a great day.
Thanks so much for your time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.